Hello and welcome to another episode on the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here and seen me before, thank you for your continued support. Now today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This is my DIY video on how to do cheap and relatively easy door trims. Not the best way to do them, but if you can't afford a reupholsterer or you want to have a crack at them yourself, this might give you an indicator on how to do it. So we've got the door trim here, got the material underneath. My brother's borrowed the trestles, so close area we'll have to do. You'll need your scissors to cut off excess trim, a brush, it's just a 2-inch one, good old motor spray, contact adhesive, and a whole heap of these boys. So we'll start off with this. Now, even if you just make this yourself, it will save you a ton of money. This is just 3mm MDF. You've got your steel top. You have an all H series. I've just nut and bolted them. They're 15/16, I'm pretty sure, or 5/16, can't remember. This piece here, relatively easy to make. If you've got a existing door trim, you can use that as a template or use cardboard. These you can buy on eBay. I think they're about $37 each plus $17 postage. So if you make it yourself, you're saving $60 each. I think I used about $10 worth of MDF to do it. Steel tops. If you don't have these, I sell these for like 20 bucks each. So if you need some, shoot me a message. I've just nut and bolted it, as I said. Just tapered head, sits in there quite flush. Yeah, that's about it. Relatively simple. So we'll go ahead with it. I'll crack the lid on this and we'll get started. Unless I stab myself with this. Should probably invest in a screwdriver. I've heard they help. Ugh. Don't want that going everywhere. Alright, now the material I'm using is just bought from Spotlight. Just your Mexican, what are they? Throw blanket style. Most of this contact adhesive tells you to paint it both sides, but I did try it on painting it on the actual trim and it seeped through and went a nasty looking brown. So I'm just going to paint the wood side of things. Just get it all on there so I can place it all on there. Just a nice even coat across the whole thing if you can. I'm sure there's a better technique of doing this, but this is how I did the other three and this is the last one to do, so this is how it's going on. Alright, that should be enough. We'll spread it all across. Looks a bit like snot. Hopefully it sticks like snot. And now it's a pretty warm day today, so it's already starting to tack off. So I'm going to have to work fairly quick through it. And this stuff does not like spreading on a good day, so I'm going to need a bit more in the corners and whatnot. Dab a bit here, dab a bit there. Now I'd just like to mention that I am not a motor trimmer by any means. I don't think motor trimmers use clothes areas as stands. They might after this video, who knows. You want to make sure it's right on the edges, because if it's going to lift, that's where it's going to lift. Now, the wood side of things, if you've got a template, relatively quick to whip up. I'm going to do another one just for good luck. Stay, easy go. Get there. And I'll probably miss the rest. Alright, now what you want to do is grab your material. This is, if it hasn't scared anyone off yet, this is Mexican throw rug from Spotlight. I've gone about an inch over the initial line, so an inch more than I need from the template. So what you want to do is just lay it down. Make sure you've got nice and even. Make sure it's somewhat straight. I've heard it helps. Press it on. We'll let that sit. Don't really need to rush putting the stuff on. It's good to let it tack off before you sit your piece of material on. Yeah, that's about good. That should be plenty. Alright, we'll flip him over. Now this is the part where you'll need your scissors. Scissors for the corner. I normally just go like this and it indicates where you need to cut. So if you're around the corner, if you fold it over and it's starting to overlap each other, just give it a cut there and it should do what you want it to do. Again, you don't have to use this material. This is just what I'm using for this particular card. Something different, something to stand out. This one's a bit long, so I'm going to trim it. You only need about anything more than an inch up to fold over is good enough. Anything more is a bit excessive. So you want to give him. Now I've done this before, so I'm just going to go right around, cut it all to shape, do all my relief cuts where I think they'll be needed. I don't need them no more. I want to leave a bit of excess on this side. Beautiful. That should do him. Get more here. Put him there. fold over like that. We have to lose some here. There's a bit more here. Just go with what feels right. Now you don't have to use the particular trim that I'm using. This will work on vinyl or velour or whatever your heart desires. So this is ready to go. Now we're just going to do one side at a time first because I haven't got enough dog clips, and it's easier to work just one side at a time. You want a nice even coat. Stuff really does not like to spread at all. Now you don't have to rush it unless it's a hot day, because this stuff, if it sits for a little bit and then you go to fold it over, then you don't really need, for the dog clips you can just go fold it over, and if it's started to tack off, it will just hold itself, which it hasn't started to tack off yet because I'm rushing things. So you grab some of these blokes on there, on there. It's starting to tack off now, it's holding, but we'll put one on there just to be on the safe side. It's easier to be safe than sorry. Put a bit here because material's overlapping a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. I did try and set the camera up as nice as I could, but once you walk away from the camera, who knows? It's definitely hot today. 37. Look at that. It's not lovely. Off there. Alright, so I've let that tack off while I was moving the camera so you can get a better look. This is all we're doing. You leave it for a little bit and then you can just press it on, and it makes, we haven't got glue there, so we'll work our way around. Bit more glue in here. Now this part has got some overlapping parts, so you can either take the material away or just dab a bit more on the material so you can overlap the next one. And that's what we're just going to do. But that's that corner done, if you can see it. So now we're going to move our way along. Need a bit here. We'll put you down there. Lovely. Alright, let's keep moving. Come on. Hey. Now, if you've got a better way to do this, comment below, because you know, if it makes someone's life easier, well, you know, cars are an expensive hobby, and these H series are only getting more expensive, so the more you can do, the better, or the more money you can spend elsewhere. And let's not lie, we all like go fast parts. I mean, I do, I love them. As you can see, it's tacking off there. Exactly not where I wanted it to tack off. Keep going around. Now, I'm not saying you can do what I'm doing here and you can win shows, but it's more of a better than nothing scenario. And you know, even if you do the wood part yourself, you're saving in the long run. Like I said, just the MDF, cut the shape, $37 each. And then what? How much do you pay a motor trimmer to do these things? Very expensive business. I reckon this one's stuck here, this one's not here. Let that tack off for a second and then we'll go around. This one's stuck down. Oh, we've still got a whole bunch of clips. Alright. Let's make our way around. It's glue still. It's not really tacky, but I might put a clip on there just to hold it. We'll go along and just whoop. Now you don't want your clip in the glue, because if the clip's in the glue, you might as well start again. So that's it. We'll go along here and trim up so that we can fit our door belt. And then we'll put the holes, your window winder, and your door handle. I just cut across through them, fold them in, put some glue, call it a day. Hot rivet your door belts on. That'll make these stick here a lot better. and then that's about it. On here. This one's come away. So this material cost me, I think I've spent about $150, but this is going in a wagon and I have done all the cargo area and kick panels, all 4 door trims. And the MDF is cheap. It's cheap as chips. Let's not lie. Just use a jigsaw to cut it all out. I normally cut on the outside of the line that you draw, just to give you a bit more meat there, so that if I'd rather trim it down than not have enough and start from the start, because that's when things start getting expensive, when you have to read on. Let's have a look at this. Yep, we're all stuck down. And you don't have to use this type of material. You can use vinyl or velour, or I don't know what people trim with. Whatever your heart desires. So that's done. The other side's done. We just got to cut our holes. That'll take 5 seconds. But that is the finished product. So there you have it. Do it yourself, own door trims. Don't have to copy the pattern that I did, but you can do it at home yourself on the cheap to help get your rig on the road. Take it easy.